I'm Kirby Lee Bailey. We're at the Lexington Toy and Comic Con in Lexington, Kentucky at Rupp Arena, and I'm with Catherine Mary Stewart.
And take two.
I just love messing with her. She's had an interesting day, folks. I need to ask one main question before we get started. What about your bags?
Oh my God. Well, this is why I was late for this, is I got on the phone again to try to figure out my bags. I've been really stressed out about it because, we do a weekend Comic-Con. You don't really need that much stuff, but I'm going on to do a photo session, and where we have this sort of 30s, 40s theme going to happen with this guy. He's going to do some really cool photography. His name's Kevin Tully, by the way. And he's a wonderful photographer in Louisville. And so I packed a lot of sort of thematic stuff. A lot of stuff there, so we could pick and choose. And there was some items of my personal clothing that aren't necessarily cheap. Not that I have a lot of expensive clothes or anything, but so I've been freaking out for the last 12 hours. And the guy told me that it is on an airplane and it should be landing like soon. But I don't know if I trust it, and it's just really it upset me.
Oh, I believe it. Like I said, it's happened to me twice. Once I was telling you I was going from Chicago, same airport.
Oh, wow.
But I got there late, and I had 10 minutes to catch my flight going from Chicago to Jordan.
Yeah.
And I asked them before I did this, will me and my bag make it all the way? Yeah. I didn't see it for like 3 weeks.
That's unbelievable. Well, my connection was tight anyway, and our flight was late, and I said the same thing. I said, thank you for holding the plane, because they literally held the plane. I said, will my bags make it? And they looked me right in the eye and said, absolutely. And I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah, my other episode with the bags, and I got into an argument. This was in Jordan again. And I was coming from Iraq to Jordan, and I was flying Royal Jordanian, which is a wonderful airline.
Yeah.
And they told me in Jordan, when my bags didn't show up, I was like, well, Iraq must have lost them in Iraq. I said, it's impossible. They said, why is that? I said, because you guys set it up, and RJ, I personally put my bag in that plane. Y'all made us do that.
Oh,
so
wow.
So you lost it here somewhere.
Somehow. How long did it take you to get back?
I never saw them again. I don't know what. Those disappeared with the Star
See,
Wheel.
that's what I'm freaking out about, because this happened, I think I told you, to my daughter, who had a suitcase full of brand new stuff and never saw it.
You know what's amazing? I seen you at a con a long time ago. I think it was Bubba Fest in Tennessee somewhere.
I don't remember.
You probably done a few cons here and there. And you look exactly the same. This was before COVID. That's how long ago it's been. And you look exactly the same. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, by the way, because I feel like also all my makeup is there in that bag. And you just kind of try to put makeup on and look kind of movie starish or something. I don't have anything. I have a couple of things that I was carrying around in my purse. So I really appreciate saying it.
Well, like I said, we'll be appreciative because we bought a photo op before we came out here.
Yeah.
We did our cast of Weekend at Bernie's, of course.
Right.
So what about Weekend at Bernie's? What is your favorite part in the movie Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh my gosh. I think my favorite part, let's see, I think I have a photo of it, was when I'm making out with the wonderful Jonathan Silverman, who I adore, Richard in the movie, on the beach, and Bernie washes up on the shore next to us, and I'm not aware of it, and he's like, oh my God, and he pulls me up. That whole sequence, actually, where we go to the lighthouse and we stand, go up to the lighthouse and he's looking around. It's so romantic and the light shines in his eyes. He was so funny in that, and it was a lot of just improvising, and then walking down the beach and laughing. And Jonathan Sullivan is just a lovely guy.
I mean, I thought my favorite part with you was when y'all were trying to be quiet. He was in an apartment with his family.
Oh, yeah.
Just lay my clothes out for me, James.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was just looking at that the other day, and there's the line. I said, Richard, there's a man in his underwear in your kitchen, and he's like, and a little thing about that is the guy who plays his father is Ted Kotcheff, the director. He played this father role, and Andrew McCarthy actually directed that scene. Andrew made it clear that he really wanted to be a director and everything, and he ended up directing that scene specifically. But that's a little tidbit that most people don't know. The director played Richard's father.
Well, this has been a big week for movies in general. Did you watch the Oscars the other night?
I did, yes.
Have you seen the movie that won Best Picture?
It was Anora, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I did see Anora. Here's the thing to me about these award shows in general is I feel like there's so many movies made every year, so many incredible stories and just memorable movies and things. And the ones that end up on the award shows are always the big, huge movies with massive budgets and all the books. So, I mean, I really liked Anora, and actually Anora was one of the smaller movies. I just thought it was a really interesting take, very unusual.
The thing we liked about the Oscars was the speech that the director gave when he gave his best director speech for Anora. Yes. He was talking about we need people to continue going to the movie theater.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and my kids are the same. I've got 2 kids, and they're early 30s, late 20s, and they aren't interested in going to the movies. I mean, it's so easy to stream or watch it on your computer or something. And I think that they really do miss out on the experience of going to the movies. And also, everybody seems to be so closed off. Everybody stays in their house, and this sort of social element of going and just socializing in general seems to be at a lull right now. I feel like I have faith that it'll come around. I hope so.
Like we did a movie review show at the end of the year, and your movie was not allowed to be on our review show if you were in the theater.
Oh, you're kidding. That's weird.
Yeah, well, we did 100 movies in the theaters at least.
Yeah.
I lost track of how many we did.
Yeah.
We love the movie theater. We've always been, like I said, seeing Weekend at Bernie's. Night of Comet I saw in the movie theaters. It's like
that's amazing. I love it.
And back then you took your date, you went to dinner and a movie, and it's like, why don't you go out and take, and enjoy the fresh air?
Nowadays, you see people at dinner and they're both on their cell phones.
I know. Well, I tell you, it's so. You're talking about the cell phone thing. I'm a nurse in a long-term care facility, and I swear some of these people cannot turn their phones down for nothing. And I'm like, you're not taking care of that patient.
Oh, I see.
Like my cell phone. The only people I'm talking to on my cell phone, I got 2 nurse practitioners and a supervisor, and that's the only time I pick up my cell phone. And somebody one day asked me for my charger. I said, well, I leave here, I got about 82% charge on this phone. I don't need to charge it, because I'm there for them. And, people will sit there on their cell phone, and you see them, you're right, they're telling us.
I don't know if they're texting each other or what the heck they're doing. I'm like, so how's your man?
Take a picture of it?
Oh my God.
Social media?
It's a strange time right now. And hopefully, I think people are becoming more and more aware of that it's not a great thing to always be on some little mechanism. And I think some kids are really struggling because of it. So, I encourage people to go to the theater too, and sit and watch a movie and go for dinner and put your cell phones away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never. People say, "Well, it's too expensive." I say, "It's not that bad."
No, it's not that
I mean, well, I'll tell her it's expensive, some of these cons, but you know, I don't mind. You know, I'm there for fun and have a good time, just like the other person. And I always enjoy it, and it's always a pleasure seeing a movie person on our level. That's what I love about this too. And like I said, I grew up with Weekend at Murray's, and I grew up with Night of the Comet, which is another outstanding movie. I missed that one too.
Oh, yeah, that was so much fun, and it was also when we shot like Weekend at Murray's, Night of the Comet, Last Starfighter, and all this stuff that I did a lot of stuff in the '80s. It was a really fun time. It was a really good time, and even as actors in the business, we were treated differently than we are nowadays. It's just different now. It's just too bad, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm, you know, at the end of my career, really, or whatever.
No, you're not, because if you're at the end of your career, I'm at the end of my career. Don't do that.
Right. But yeah, but also, I mean, the kids that are starting out now, this is all they know is the way it works nowadays. So it's okay. But I also want to segue into directing more, and that, you know, being behind the camera.
Have you been directing?
I have, yeah.
Is there any movies you have out there right now?
I have a Friday the 13th fan movie that I co-directed called Victim No More, so you can look that up. Bobby Heckman, that's his project, and he's actually doing a sequel to that I was also in it, which is sort of fun. And yeah, I just want to try to. I've written a couple of scripts, and I would love to be able to produce those and produce them. So,
hey, that's the only way to go.
I know, I like that.
We're going to wrap it up, Catherine. We appreciate you taking time, and we're Outlander Media Network, and come catch Catherine down here at Lexington this weekend.
Yeah, come on down.